Good morning and welcome back to the Diamond Age. Marty here. Today we're going to install some new mirrors on my 2017 Polaris General 1000 Deluxe. I inadvertently broke my driver's side mirror last weekend. Let me just cut a long story short let's just say there was a ginormous spider involved. Right outside the windshield, huge spider. And he was out there bing-bonging and ping-bonging around, and I thought it was just gonna jump inside the cab, and I have a 2-seater and not a 3-seater. So I reached out the window with a towel, like a hand towel that I keep to keep the windshield clean. And I reached way back into Georgia with that towel and was gonna sling it outside and hit that spider on the front of the windshield from me sitting in the driver's seat. Unbeknownst to me, the driver's side mirror was in the same trajectory as my arm. And my big powerful arm snapped that mirror off. Now, it's not because the mirror was cheap. Those mirrors that are on it have lasted 5 years and a lot of abuse, mainly from limbs going through the woods. This General gets driven almost virtually every single day in the open and in the tight woods, down tight trails. It just gets a lot of abuse. So today I'm installing larger mirrors. The original mirrors that I had installed on it back in 2020 are no longer available. I will include the link to the new mirrors. I bought them from Amazon, and I'll put my affiliate link down in the description if you're interested in putting them on yours. They fit all Polaris General models from 2016 up to today's models that are not I forget that new model. There's a larger model than the General 1000. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I'm going to show you how to install the passenger side mirror. I've already installed the driver's side mirror because I needed a mirror to see behind me for traffic when I go down the side of the highway to get from point to point on our 290 acres. Anyway, thanks for being here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope this helps somebody that's been on the fence about changing mirrors or what kind or whatever. I will say that these mirrors are much larger view, have a lot wider view. I'm very happy with them. I wish these would have been available back when I bought the original ones. Anyway, thanks for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. We have lots of outdoor activities of different and various subjects. And sometimes we even have a laugh or two. Thanks again. So the first thing I'm going to do, I better leave that laying right there. I'm going to prepare this new mirror, straightening out that mount towards the General, so it will be ready. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and prepare this even further by setting it up. It's kind of sort of hard to do this one-handed. I'll set the rest of that up. I don't want to lose any parts. I have a magnetic parts tray here to keep all my little parts in, because my big hands tend to lose stuff quickly. So I need to mention something, and I should have videoed it. I will go back. I will go back and show you why I'm doing what I'm doing. Behind this roll bar, this ROPS, are two hex nuts. They are recessed into the back of this bar in a hex recess shape. Now, from the factory, the nuts are supposed to be either glued or taped on the inside so they don't fall out. However, and this is very important, if you do not hold a backup on the back of these nuts, on both of them, when you take these two bolts out, there's a high likelihood that those hex nuts will fall down in between into that wall and they will be gone forever. Unless you just happen to not have anything else to do and you want to take half of your general apart. I've never personally had that happen because I am very stringent about making sure those nuts don't fall off. And of course, while I'm videoing this today, I will probably lose one. But I will show you in a different little video shot what I'm talking about back here. So the first thing I'm going to do is go ahead and finish removing these nuts, these bolts rather. And that bottom nut fell out. Apparently my big hand didn't go down all in there far enough, and I didn't have complete coverage over that nut. Like I said a while ago, I will probably lose one since I mentioned it on video, and that's exactly what happened. I'm going to turn the camera off and get a flashlight and see if I can even see that, because I have several fishing magnets, and we'll return here in a minute. Okay, so as I mentioned before, that nut is gone forever if you drop it, and I dropped it. First time in 5 years I lost a boat on this thing. I don't lose things very often, but boy, when I do it right. The next problem is there is not enough room for my finger I got it in the hole. Now, for safety purposes, I'm putting this bolt in that nut so that nut can't fall off, okay? Now, back to our regular scheduled program. I lost a good grip on that bolt right there, that nut, so I'm put it back in, tighten it back up, pushed it back up in the recess so I don't lose that one. And there's that bolt. Okay. There is just not enough room for all these fingers. But I have got to hurry up. I think I left the bracket on my workbench. I'm gonna have to put this in there, back in there. I'll be right back. Okay, so I have this handy dandy bracket. Now, everything is not perfect here on the Diamond H, right? I show the good, the bad, and the ugly. I own up to my mistakes when I make one, and hopefully somebody else will learn from my mistakes and not make the same mistake. I can't believe I lost that nut, but I did. I sure did. I make mistakes that everybody else makes, and I don't like to hide that fact, because if other YouTube channels appear to be perfect, everything went smooth, everything went great, that's just not real life. Real life is dropping stuff down in a wall of Never Never Land, like I did. I need to put this lock washer on this, because I'm not sure if that one I lost was a nylock or not. But for kicks and giggles, we're going to put that one on there. I will feel so much better when I get these started in here, and I won't lose them again. But anyway, I'm just a normal person that makes mistakes, and I have good days and bad days, and just like everybody else. Now I can let go of that and not have any fear of losing that. While I got this socket on this handy dandy ratchet, I'm gonna just go ahead and snug it up. Take this pretty Blue Angels colored socket off. Reverse my ratchet and tighten this dude here down tighter than Dick's hat band. Don't want to strip it though. There, that isn't going anywhere. Okay, now we got that fiasco out the way. Let's try to install this mirror without losing anything else or having any detrimental effects. So, push that in there and push that in there. I'm going to have to reach around here. I'm going to try to get behind the camera view so I don't block your view. I need a flat washer and a lock washer. And these come with all the hardware that you need, minus the factory bolts that bolt the bracket on here. They come with little stainless steel bolts, washers, lock washer, and acorn nuts. I'm not that thrilled about acorn nuts because they, depending on the application, you could run into a situation where it bottoms out before it gets tight. Not in all cases, but in a lot of cases that is the case. Let me put this is a 3mm metric Allen head. got to use that short end. Actually, I'm going to bend this mirror in so I can reach it. How about them marbles? Go ahead and snug this up so I don't lose anything else. All right, that's snug enough. And this is a 3mm hex, metric, of course. Millimeter is always metric. And the acorn nut uses an 8mm open end wrench or socket. And I have a ratcheting wrench. So I'm going to bend this mirror back out so I can reach it with the Allen head and push it all the way in out the other side. I'm going to put my flat washer on and put the lock washer on, and then last but not least, and then the acorn nut. Your finger tighten. Okay. I'm going to leave that sitting right there and hopefully it don't fall. Get my jaws set in my head here and tighten that guy down. You don't want to get it so tight you crack the plastic. This is some very durable thermoplastic in the mounting, but you also do not want to overdo it. I'm going to bend this back out of the way so I can get my Allen in there and tighten this side up. The reason why I bought this style of mirror is because of the reviews were excellent. And as I mentioned before, I am very, very, very rough on a side-by-side. I use it as a tool. Although my side-by-side is just terribly dirty, it polishes up and shines up like a new dime. I thought about putting it in some side-by-side shows. This Polaris General is highly, highly, highly modified. Not the engine or powertrain, so to speak, but the accessories, the suspension, are just astronomically long. I sat down before a car show one time and listed everything that was not factory. And to my surprise, I had 2.5 columns of items that were added. Now, I didn't add them. There's a gentleman that bought this brand spanking new. This is a 2017 and it came out in the latter part of 2016. He bought this, and before it had 5 miles on it, he took it to Super ATV out of Shreveport, Louisiana, and had, I'm not going to say it out loud how much money was spent on just Super ATV parts. And then he turned right around and took it to Texarkana to Soundtown and had an astronomically expensive audio system put in. It's all in the roof. The amps, subwoofer amp, 4 speakers, head unit, everything runs umbilically up into the cage and down and under and back up to the battery from the ceiling. All the switches are integrated in the ceiling. For the off-road light on top, there's a off-road light facing backwards on the top, rear. There's underglow lights. Probably the best you can ever buy. Not Celestial. I can't think of the brand name they are. I'd have to look that up again. But they have a lifetime warranty regardless if an 18-wheeler runs over them or they just quit. They have a lifetime warranty, no questions asked. But anyway, the gentleman that originally bought this and had it fixed up nice like he wanted it was working shutdowns in the oil industry or chemical industry, one or the other, I don't know. And he had a job transfer to California, and he needed to get rid of this. So he put it for sale. My son bought it from him and kept it maybe a year. And he got married and needed to offload this to free up some funds for all that and buying a house and blah, blah, blah. And I bought it from him in 2020 because at that time everybody was stuck at home because of COVID. I was bored to stinking death. And he said to just take my side-by-side over to your house, to your farm, and ride it. Well, I fell in love with it, and I ended up buying it. So there. I've done several things to it, but this video is going on too long. Anyway, the mirror, this fancy-dancy rear view mirror is installed, ladies and gentlemen. It's pretty solid. I didn't have to adjust. This is spring-loaded. The pivot is spring-loaded. They are also designed, if they get hit, they move. They get moved in without breaking, hopefully. My other ones were really good about that, and they're tough enough not to just vibrate. A lot of mirrors like this vibrate when you're moving around or whatever, and you can't see squat out of them behind you because they're sitting there vibrating and shaking. These do not. These are solid as a rock, just like my other ones. And I really like them. I'm going to touch these up with some paint. I should have painted while I'm off, but as you can see, I can't paint these bolt heads and hold my finger on these nuts on the back side of this thing. So that wraps up this video. I'm going to take some more footage out in the field with this thing and show you the back side of this so you'll know exactly what I'm talking about if you have a Polaris Ranger or a General or a Razor that has that type of mounting system behind here. I fully demonstrated what not to do because I lost a nut down in the Never Never Land, somewhere down in there, never to be seen again. I guess I could take my tractor, my TYM T474, and put some straps on it, flip it upside down and shake it for a while. Nah, that's a bad idea. Don't do that, Marty. Thanks for watching. Y'all take care.